In this session, we will have a look how we can use those earned value managed parameters and make decisions about the project. The elements that we have to look at are the elements that we gathered in the business case, which was the reason to create a project. And then the next step is to make a decision. What decision are we going to make and why are we going to make that decision? The business case investigated a lot of parameters and we came to what we call a return on investment policy. The return on investment policy showed that in our case we were looking at a set of parameters to evaluate the different projects and to select them or not select them. A return on investment policy that I like to favor, but there are different ones, are the combination of the payback time, the net present value, and the internal rate of return. The payback time typically has to be less than a certain preset time, which depends on the industry. Some industries look at 3 years. Other industries, the payback time to consider may be longer. The net present value for our project has to be larger than zero because it's an expression of the profit of our project, and the internal rate of return has to be larger or equal to the weighted average cost of capital. So these are the different elements that we evaluated in our business case. Now we have to compare what happens to these parameters with our new estimates. We find the estimate at completion, we find the revised total duration, and we have to evaluate those and see what is still valid and what is not valid anymore. So the estimate at completion gives us an idea where our project is going to end. Are we still profitable? Yes or no? The project manager and the sponsors will have to use those parameters to make decisions. The schedule variance and the SPI, or the revised total duration, are not so reliable when we look at past experiences. The trend that we have is not always the best indication of the real duration of the project. The schedule is the best reviewed when you use the Gantt chart. The Gantt chart gives you a good overview what is happening with the project. On the other hand, cost estimation based on the CPI and the CSI are more reliable and give a better view of the expected cost at completion and the final cost. So the management, the project manager, the sponsors, and the people involved in the decision making related to the project can use these parameters, this cost, to verify if it's still compliant with the business case. Are we still making a profit? Is our timing, our schedule delay eventually a possible problem? Yes or no? And in the worst case, they may decide to stop the project or kill the project. In that case, the project ends, all the invested money is lost, but not necessarily, because some elements that have been completed in the project may be of interest later, but not, unfortunately, in this project. Making decisions is very important, and it's also the last part what we're going to discuss related to the earned value management here. You did a great job, an easy session, and I thank you for following the course, and I hope you enjoyed this session and the other sessions too. Thank you very much. See you in the next sessions.